Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you all for joining our presentation. And on behalf of myself and my colleagues, I would like to welcome our parents and students to our Mustang family. We look forward to working with you over the next 4 years. Now, before we get started, I would like for each of our counselors to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Ramos. My caseload is Alpha A through D in the autistic program.
Hi, good evening and good afternoon. I'm Miss Searle. My caseload is last name E through L.
Hi, good evening. I'm Miss Williamson. My caseload is RO through Z and Middle College High School.
And Mr. Morales will be joining us in a few minutes. He has the middle part of the caseload, and he is in charge of the EL students and Puente. And my name is Mrs. Ellison, and it is my honor and privilege to be the counselor for the Avid, scholars, and the NCAA athletes. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into our presentation. We're going to first start off talking about pathways. Why are pathways so important? This is the time for students to start to think about life after high school and what kind of career path they want to go on. So do they want to go the vocational route? Do they want to go to the community college like MBCC or to RCC, or do they want to go straight to a 4-year college or university? That's our typical, what you think of our Cal State system and our UC system. It also include private schools, but it's definitely important for students now to start thinking about what direction you want to go. So as counselors, we can best help you along your pathway. High school is definitely different from middle school. We always get this question, how is it different? We will have 2 semesters, which are similar. Our first semester is going to start August, and we go through December. Spring semester is January through June. We will have 2 progress reports, which will be done every 6 weeks, and then your final semester grades, which will be issued in December and then again in June. It's very important for those December and June grades because those are the ones that are going to go on your permanent transcripts. So parents, make sure that you pay close attention to those progress reports, because that's going to kind of let you know where your students stand. So that way, if they have anything to kind of catch up and make sure their grades are good, December and June, because that's when you're going to see those permanent grades and you're going to see the credits. So speaking of credit, each semester, students have the opportunity to earn 30 credits. They will have 6 classes. Each class will have or is worth 5 credits. So at the end of the first semester, they should have 30 credits. And by June, they should have a total of 60 credits for their freshman year. Students, it's very, very important for you to realize that if you were to receive an F in a class, you lose out on your credits. And you would have to make up that credit. So it's very important that you don't procrastinate. I know we're in different times now, and so it's going to be even more important for you to be diligent, check in with your teachers, go to office hours, do everything you can to make sure you pass those classes, and we're here to support you on that journey. To earn a high school diploma, you need 220 credits, 40 hours of community service. Students are required to complete 40 hours of community service done through volunteer work. It's very important the biggest question we get on community service is, can I work for my neighbor? Can I help maybe tutor my younger sister? The key, parents and students, with community service is to remember that it has to be for a nonprofit agency. That is the key. And that if you're in doubt and you're not for sure, before you start or embark on those hours, make sure you touch bases with your counselor if you have any question of what would qualify for community service. And then students, during your senior year, you must complete the FAFSA. The soonest that will open for you guys will be October 2023. Wow. But don't worry, parents and students, when that time comes, our counseling staff, our counseling department will be there to assist you during that journey. Graduation requirements. You will need 40 credits of English. So what does that mean? That means you will have to have English every year that you're in high school. Your math, you have to have 30 credits or 3 years. That's required minimum. World history, students most likely will take that in 10th grade. Your US history will be your junior social studies class. Senior year, you will have econ and government. AP government will work the same. That's your additional 10 credits. Science, you need 30 credits. Typically, most freshmen will take biology, then during sophomore year, chemistry, and then typically physics junior year, and then senior year, you can have various choices. Your fine arts and world language, that would be like your Spanish, ceramics, drawing, painting, Mandarin, for another 10 credits. PE, you need 20 credits or 2 years, and elective, 60 credits. For example, if let's say you took that extra year, where's math, and it says 30 credits. So let's say senior year, which I highly encourage you guys to take a math senior year. If you take that extra math, that can also count for elective. So once you beat any category, all of your other classes can roll into electives, and for a grand total of 220 credits. Now that we mentioned the graduation part, let's jump into A through G requirements. If you want to go to a four-year college or university, there's something that's called A through G requirements. These are your basic interest requirements that you must make if you would like to go to a Cal State or UC or private college. And you also have to take college entrance exams, your SAT or your ACT. Our district is very fortunate. For several years, we've been having students being able to take the PSAT and the SAT. So hopefully that will continue on. And then it's very important for you guys to keep in mind that your minimum requirements with the A through Gs, you have to have a C or better. So what happens if you take a class and you were to get a D? Yes, you would still earn credits, but you would have to redo it for college. So keep that part in mind. You must have a C or better. A through Gs, this is a great slide that I love to have in here. It kind of breaks it down for you. So if you look under the A category, it says history and social science. So that would be 1 year of your US history. 1 year of world history would beat that. English, 4 years required, is under the B category. C is math. Notice here, students and parents, it says 3 years. We talked about for graduation, you need 3 years, and it must be at least algebra and geometry included, but 4 years recommended. So again, I would definitely consider taking that 4 years of math. For laboratory science is under the D category. And again, most colleges would like to see 3 to 4 years of a science. Language other than English is under the E category. And it says 2 years of the same language. So for example, let's say your student took Spanish 1 freshman year and they decided, oh, I want to learn something different. They took 1 year of American Sign Language, and then that's the only languages they took. Would they qualify for A through G? The answer would be no. Why? Because they don't have 2 years of the same foreign language. So they would need 2 years of Spanish or 2 years of American Sign Language or level 2 course. Visual and performing arts is under our F category. We have lots of choices at Rancho. Some of the examples that would fulfill that requirement would be like a ceramics 2, a draw paint 2, concert band, photography, theater. So there's tons of stuff, and your counselor would assist you if you have any questions regarding the F category. And last but not least, the G category, college preparatory electives. So for example, let's say you do 1 year of your world history, junior year you take US history, then senior year your government econ could roll into there, or any extra, that extra year of math could fit there. Avid could fit that. Lots of other subjects could go there. So chances are that's an easy one for you guys to meet. But again, make sure you keep up your grades. And if you have any questions, you can check with your counselor regarding your A through G requirements. Okay, again, it's very important. No Ds. If you get a D, you have to do that class again. And when we say D, that's that final semester grade. So we talked about you're going to have 2 progress reports before December hits. And that December, you need to make sure those December and those June grades are going to be what goes on your permanent transcript. And that's what colleges are going to see. So you have to make sure you have a C or above. If for any reason you would get a D or F, then you must repeat that and you have to go to credit recovery or summer school. And keep in mind, especially for freshmen, space is often very limited. So please try not to put yourself in that position. Start off, develop great study habits, make sure you get a good night's sleep, make sure you try to use all your resources, and just really try your best to get good grades from the beginning of starting off high school. Your academic GPA is calculated the moment you start high school and attempt any A through G courses. All 4 years of high school matter and count towards your GPA. So keep your GPA up all through high school. For some of you that took algebra or Spanish in middle school, that's already included in your high school GPA, just to let you know. So make sure students and parents stay on your students. Aries is a great thing for the parents portal. I'll plug that in now to make sure that you can check your students' grades so there'll be no surprises along the way, especially because we're starting off on distance learning. We really want to make sure that you stay on top of the students' grades. And students, please, please, again, I can't emphasize that enough. Make sure you take your grades seriously, and we're here as a counseling team to help you. We have amazing teachers at Rancho, so please visit their office hours and make sure you check in daily with your teachers every period. One of my favorite things of working at Rancho is so many activities and clubs that we have. It's so important. Studies have said time after time, students do better when they get involved. So I highly encourage you. And I know some of you guys are sitting back watching this and thinking, wow, how are we going to get involved now? We can't even physically show up on campus. Where we're going to send out something later. I saw about virtual clubs, and they'll do meetings. So we're going to do whatever we can to have you at least try to have the best high school experience, even under these circumstances. So we look forward to being able to do that. And hopefully one day soon we'll be in person and we can really show you what Rancho is about. But in the meantime, make sure you find something. And here's a list to start off with our clubs. We have Animation Club, Love for Life Club, Rancho Verde Robotics, Friday Night Live, Gaming Club, PSU, Bible Club. So you guys get the idea. Lots of different clubs. So please, students, think about getting involved. We want you to be involved, and we want you to have that holistic high school experience. School activities. Homecoming is an amazing, it's normally a week-long big event. I'm sure this way, if we're not back by that time, we'll figure out some kind of way to celebrate virtually. When a formal prom, you guys are a couple years away from those big events, so hopefully they'll be back to normal. Now, even with field trips, we get so many emails about virtual field trips. So even though right now, physically, we may not be able to go, but you guys can be exposed to virtual trips. Rush week, school elections, it's important to have a voice, especially freshmen coming in. You may think, oh, it's all about the upperclassmen. No, you guys are so important to our school, and we want to have leadership at all the levels. So please, freshmen, think about getting involved. Pep assemblies are amazing. Last year, for the first year, we moved them back in the gym, and it was like just electricity involved was just an awesome event. Our college night, we have career week, we have so many different activities. And so make sure you try to take part of those events and those school activities. Sports. If you know about Rancho, we definitely have a strong winning tradition of sports at our school. We have football, wrestling, basketball, volleyball, track, cross country, baseball, softball, golf, tennis, and soccer. So if you're thinking about getting into sports, I would definitely suggest it. If you've been playing sports all your life, now's not the time to quit. So we definitely look forward to having you out there in a Mustang uniform and representing Rancho well. So we get this question a lot when it comes to sports. Miss Ellison, or that ask a different counselor. My child plays basketball. Will he get credit for that? The only sport right now currently that is actually a class is football. It's important to also know that most sports require a tryout and participation and after school practices. So on our website, it has information. I know you can turn in physical information and all of that on our website. And then you guys may have some specific questions, because I know this year is different with CIF coming up, and you guys have, some of you may know, some may not, that fall sports has gotten pushed back. I think the first practices are around in mid-December, and most of them would start actually having games in January. But if you have questions, please don't hesitate to contact the athletic director secretary, Miss Mindy Brand. She's great and loves to help you out during that process. Her email is on here. And as I'm going through this all tonight, I want parents and students to know It's okay if you don't catch anything, we'll answer questions at the end, but this is also going to be archived on their website. So if you need to go back and say, oh, I didn't get that person's email, please feel free to visit our website. Our athletic director, Stephen Ferrero, is great. We're so happy to have him at Rancho. This is his email. So if you have any specific sports related questions that maybe we can't answer tonight, please feel free to reach out to those staff members. They're awesome. Okay, so students, I know you're happy to get to this part. All freshmen want to know, what does my schedule look like? So a sample schedule would include 6 classes: your pre-AP English 1, your pre-AP Algebra 1, and your pre-AP Bio. Those are what we call your core classes. So you're going to have those 3 core classes plus PE, and I'll talk about PE in a minute a little bit more. And then you're going to have 2 elective classes where you hopefully get your choice, and that's a perfect opportunity for some of you to start that foreign language, that E category, and then work on your F category, or have a little bit of say in what you like. So I know we started in the spring and you guys were able to pick your classes, hopefully most of all of you. It's also important to know that our classes are year long. What does that mean? That means, so we're going to start August, first semester in December. So when we come back in January, you're not going to switch. You're going to have that pre-AP biology class all year. You're going to have that PE class all year, both semesters. So keep that in mind. Your classes will be year long. Okay. Freshmen, so I mentioned PE before. These are your choices that students have already signed up for. We have general PE, beginning dance, marching band, color guard, JROTC, and jazz choir. I know we get questions about jazz choir. You guys are probably too young, but I always think of like jazz hands and moving and singing. So we have lots of fun, different opportunities for you to get your physical exercise in. Electives. So we're going to start off talking about a couple. We have the sign language. Remember now, these electives also can get you foreign language credit. Your Spanish, your Mandarin. AP Computer Principles is a wonderful class, offered 0 period. Audio tape, video production, ASB. We just expanded our ASB program recently. We want to get more freshmen involved. So please, if you're considering that, let us know. Avid 9, I'm the Avid counselor. If you have questions about that, or you still want to get in, I still have a few spots left. Please feel free to email me. Ceramics 2, carpentry, draw, paint, jazz choir, photo, theater, engineering. Now I have to say this, you see the little red disclaimer, all electives are based on availability, and a lot of stuff is full, but we will double check to see. So I just wanted to let you guys know. But as you can tell, we have lots of options for you at Rancho. Avid. What is Avid? So the Avid program is designed to assist students who are academically in the middle, and that basically you want to go to that 4-year college or university. That should be your goal. And you have that individual determination. You're like, I don't care what, no one's going to get in my way, Miss Ellison, I'm going to college. That is an example of a prime time Avid student. So often an Avid student is the first in their family to go to college. The GPA is normally have to have a minimum of 2.8 to 4.0. Sometimes we get lots of questions say, why is your GPA so high? And the reason is we have to make sure that we help you meet your goal. And if some of you have looked at the average freshman GPAs getting into colleges, you will see most of them around that 3.0 or higher. So that's why we have to kind of backwards map you and make sure that we are giving you the best and holding you to that higher standard so you can get into that college or university of your choice. You need to have good attendance, good work habits, good discipline, and be willing to commit to about 2 hours of homework every night. And I know people see that, they're like, what, that's a lot. But whether you're an Avid or any other program on campus, some nights you may have an hour homework, some night it may be 2 hours, some nights it may be 45 minutes, but that's just an average. So we want all students to make sure, whether you're an Avid or not, that you really put that extra homework time every night. It's kind of like those sports. If you practice, the better you are for games. So if you do your homework, the better your grades will tend to be at the end of the semester. Basically, In summary, the Avid students, like I said, have that kind of whatever it takes attitude, and they want to succeed in that college prep program. There's a lot of benefits. We have peer tutors, college trips. So if you're interested in that program, let me know. You see, I get excited when I talk about Avid. All right, scholars, I'm the scholar counselor. The best way to sum it up, I noticed this is the last bullet point for me. I'm going to say that first. When I think of scholars, I think about an academic family. You have the same students that are like ridiculously motivated. They're the top of their class. They want to take our most rigorous courses, and they're like, bring it, Miss Ellison. I have students right now, I had to tell them they have 6 AP classes. She wanted 7th, and I'm trying to talk her down. But basically, you need to have excellent grades, attendance, citizenship, and you definitely want to get into a prestigious school, and you have to be motivated. And we love to have our scholars. They're just great students and very motivated. So if you think that's you and you think you want to meet that requirement, email me, but it is a great pathway to go on and looks great on your college applications, because literally you take AP classes starting from freshman year every year. Oftentimes they take outside classes at colleges during the summer. So if you're really competitive and you have a great GPA, RV scholars could be for you. Okay, next. Puente. Puente is an amazing program. Mr. Browse is a great counselor who loves to work with students. If you're interested in Puente, it's very important to know you should have that same goal. It's kind of similar to Avid, where you want to attend a 4-year university. You're going to have college visits, 9th and 10th grades. It's actually based on a program that started at UC Berkeley to help more students get in. It looks great on your college applications. And students, you actually get to work with a Puente teacher to accelerate their reading, writing, critical skills. In the 9th and 10th grade English class, you have a club. I've seen them. They do fundraisers. They do community service. So they're very active, and we're super excited to have the Puente program at Rancho. And if you have further questions, at the very end, I'm going to show all the counselors' information again. Mr. Morales is in charge of the Puente program, or the counselor that works with the Puente program with Ms. Soto. This one is very important. If you want to take a picture now, lose this, or again, like I said before, this will actually be on our website. We want to make sure that students and parents, if you want to join, I know I joined for my student stuff so I could see what information they're getting. Please go ahead and do this. This is going to be your freshman Google Classroom code. You see it, it's lowercase n, G, P, 7, G, G, F. And this is where you could stay updated by your counselors on all things freshman related. And you can also visit our counseling department link for updates and announcements. And it's just a great freshman. If you haven't gone onto our website yet, I highly encourage you to go to our website, look at stuff, check out activities, look at academic stuff, the AP classes, look at sports. All of this kind of great summary or representation is actually on a website. So go ahead and take it. If you haven't looked at that, definitely do that too. Okay. Managing your time. I think this one, especially with distance learning, I know one of the counselors brought this up and said this was an important slide to add to this. I think it was Ms. Searle, Ms. Ramos, and so we couldn't agree more. And so we want to make sure that it is so important that you guys stay on task and that you have time management. You're going to have to check in. It's going to be different than the spring. You're going to have a set schedule. All of you should hopefully have the bell schedules by now. So you know first period is going to start at 8:30. So you need to be up. So kind of get used to this last couple of days. That's why I'm actually glad we're doing this presentation this week. So maybe this weekend and stuff, you may have to start to go to bed. If you're like my teenager son who's in high school, you're going to have to adjust your sleeping times. So start to get used to that. Stay organized, students. Try to avoid multitasking. And then make sure that you make the most of your video lectures and your Zoom meetings with your teachers. Don't procrastinate, and then be responsible. Take initiative. Communication is key. I cannot emphasize that enough. We can't help you if we don't know that you need that help sometimes. So please make sure you reach out to your teachers. If you don't understand something, email them. Even if you maybe don't want to do it in class because it's kind of new, you can communicate with them. You can let us know what's going on, but we're here to help you as a team. Rancho has some amazing teachers that are very caring, but sometimes they can't help you if they don't know. So please, if you're having any issues or you're having a hard time understanding something, please reach out to your teachers, and then as counselors, we can support you too. And finally, who is my counselor? So at the beginning, I had the counselors introduce themselves. So you saw everyone's their caseload and what they do. So I'm not going to reread those, but we'll also be sending out something, I believe, next week that will have maybe some different numbers. I know some counselors will still have office numbers, some will have Google Voice numbers. All of us, I would say, our preferred method starting off this year, since we're in distance learning, will be email. That's the best, fastest way, because if you don't know or by now, we will be working from home, and we are working from our homes. You could still call our office number, the extension. We will get that message and be able to call you back. But email, I would say, definitely is the best way. Someone asked, I think in the last one, about how to change schedules. They'll have a link on that, I believe, starting on Monday. So if you have a question, I will say this as far as changing schedules, so it's limited. A lot of stuff is full, but we'll see what we can do. And I will just say this, I'm so fortunate to work with an amazing group of counselors. So you guys are all in great hands. I'm very proud of our counseling department as a whole. We have techs and registers and a boss that is very supportive. So we're very fortunate. And I just look forward to working with you. So again, I'll just briefly go. Ms. Hansel is Ms. Ramos is our head counselor. Carly Cyril, she went through her alphas. Great. Robert is the Puente one and has his, I didn't announce, oh, he's here, great, jump in, because I didn't get to, now she didn't get to say hello earlier.
Hello, everyone. Look forward to working with all the ninth graders out there, excited for the new school year. I know it's not under the ideal of circumstances, but we're gonna do good. It's gonna be a strong year. Everything's gonna be okay.
Perfect, okay, thank you. And again, you can take a picture, or again, I've said this probably is my third time now, it will be archived on our website. So please reach out to us. We are there to assist you, and we really, really look greatly to working with you over the next 4 years. I think there's another slide after this. So it's very important. After this one, there's a survey that you could go on, and we would please like to have you complete it. I think it's only 3 questions. Basically, if you were in the English version or the Spanish, most importantly, what do you guys want to see from us in the future? This is something that we plan on doing once a month. So we want to bring you information that's going to help you. Students, we want to know what you want. You know, a lot of times as adults, we think what you want, and parents, but this is your opportunity to complete the service and say, hey, I want to learn about college. I want to learn about financial aid. I want to learn about community service. I want to learn about activities. So please go ahead and complete our survey so we can get that information so we can better serve you. That's it. I think that's our last page. I think Mrs. Dudo was going to come on the end, and just in case we had any questions on the YouTube that we could answer for you tonight.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stacy Dudo, assistant principal that oversees guidance. Ms. Ellison, you pretty much covered everything. No other questions. So students, we really want to see you participate this upcoming Monday from 5:30 to 7 in our class of 2024 freshman orientation. So you got a lot of basic information here about classes, credits, what we expect in high school, and programs that we offer. Here, this is just going to be a fun meeting to welcome you to our Mustang family, get you connected, and a lot of our a lot of our link leaders, which are upperclassmen, have spent a lot of time planning fun activities for you guys. So we hope to see you on Monday, 5:30 to 7. All you're going to do, same thing, go to Rancho Verde website, click, and you'll be able to live stream it.
Okay. Thank you.